J5 2026. We're past the birthday 250 into the next 250. And what we're looking at here, I just thought I'd come out, give a little update here on what we're working on in the shop. This is a beechwood slab that I cut, I don't know, got to be 3 years ago. I've got a whole pallet full of these things. And I'm making a bedside table out of this. So if any of you are interested in having one of these, I'll give it to you for a 250 $250. Same age as the country. Let's do it. And what I'm doing here, this is still a work in progress. All of this is going to be sanded off. But what I'm trying to do is fill these where there was dead wood in the heartwood of the tree with this resin. And it's really slow going because I did not set this into a mold, which I could have done on a flat surface, like basically in a little bath, and just cover the whole thing and let it, fill the cracks and crevices and holes as it may. And then, work it after that. But it uses a lot of resin and it's very expensive. This stuff is not cheap, so I'm trying to do it on very conservatively and just putting layers and layers and layers in. What I run into though is when it's a level surface is the resin leaking out of these cracks in here and then going all over my scraps here, which is not a good use of the resin, not a good use of my time. So I'm doing a little bit at a time, put a little, an ounce, not even an ounce. I use this as a little stir mixer, and maybe it's 10 grams that I'm putting in there at a time at this point. And this is the one that's the most tricky right now because it all wants to leak out the end. So I just putting little layers in there. Every couple days I come back, it hardens up, and then I add a little more. Once it's all full and level, flush with the surface, I'll take it and sand it down all over, polish it up, and then it'll be done. I'll put probably a teak oil finish on it, like I did for the other ones, and it'll be complete. And I'll put a pair of legs on it. I can show you the legs I've got. It's these things here. So it's going to stand. The table will be this high. I don't know what that is, about 26 inches or something like that. And yeah, I've already made 2 of these tables, so I know the process, but it doesn't get faster when I'm using the epoxy because I run into something different on each of the slabs that I work on. One of them I didn't even put the epoxy in, and it looks still pretty good. But what I would say is the one that I did fill with the epoxy, and I'm actually putting some blue dye in there too. It looks fantastic. Like it looks a lot better than the one that does not have it. Looks really professional. Yeah, thank you, Lena Lee. Yeah, I was just saying it's going to be a bedside table for one of our guest bedrooms, and I've made 2 already over the last couple of years. So I'm just trying to put one on each side. It's we don't need anything fancy in there. We don't need things with drawers or anything. It's just a slab with 4 legs on it. Rustic, pretty, and homemade. That's what we want, right? So that's why I came out here to do a little update on that. You'll see a couple of shorts that I made. Hey, Randy, thanks for joining in. Some of this is already dry. It dries up like stone hard. It's pretty amazing stuff. This is the material I'm using. Another project I did, I had a log where I cut out like a center, and I ended up giving it to my son as a little, like, I don't know, a centerpiece table or whatever, a side table. It was like 2 times the size of this piece of wood here. And I used the epoxy on the top because it had a hole in the top of it. And I used that epoxy to fill up the hole, and it made a nice, and if you put a light under it, it would look actually really cool. You can see all sorts of neat stuff that people have created with this resin. And I got this about 3 years ago, and it's still working well. Like, it comes with a hardener, and you mix this at various ratios depending on what you're trying to achieve. I'm using a 2-to-1, so 2 parts resin to 1 part hardener, approximately, give or take. And yeah, it's working fine. Great. Now, I smeared some of this stuff because I mixed up a little bit too much earlier today when I came in here. I added what I needed to in this particular crevice here because this one's, as I said, was giving me more trouble because it's leaking out the end if I have it level on the table. So I'm just adding a little bit at a time, and any overflow I just smearing over on the surface, filling any cracks in the top. And when I sand it, polish it, it'll look amazing. I promise. It's kind of a neat project. And I tried to, like, but failed. I used some sawdust chips here to plug this when it was level before, but this one was also leaking. And thinking, I got to sand it anyway to get all this trash off the end. Sand and grind. I'll use these things here on I don't want to use a planer on it. I use the disc angle grinder, which has been working pretty good to take a lot of material off fast. I have taken and run this through my surface planer, not this one because it won't fit. It's 14 inches wide, and this is only 12 inches wide on the planer, so I can't make it fit through there, which would have been really nice. So I did a little bit of hand planing and a lot of the grinding to get this all smoothed down. But there's more to do because, as you can see, there's a thickness differential there in the slab. So there you have it. A little bit of an update on this particular project. I know it's not splitting wood outside, but when in the summertime we do other things. Most the woodshed's basically full, so I don't have much to do in that regard. So let's do some woodworking. And it's drying pretty fast because the temperature in here feels like it's about 95. And so, I mean, the humidity's kind of high, so it takes a couple days for that to cure, but yeah, Kevin Owens official. Randy, go somewhere. Not sure what that means. unless you guys know each other, don't know. But appreciate you joining. And you can check out my channel there. I've got quite a variety of different stuff that I post here. And I also have a pet channel too, which seemed to attract a very different audience, and trying to grow it. So, yeah. Jack O'Maple. Jack stars in some of these videos too. He makes little cameo appearances. But yeah, if anybody's interested and wants me to make them one of these, let me know. I'd make one for someone. I have several more slabs. I can show that to y'all. Coming out here. Oh, beehives that I made. Here's the slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And my original intention actually was to make a big butcher block cutting table, butcher block table. You know, the ones you put in your kitchen that are really large, like not just like this thick, but like 8 inches deep. And that project got scrapped just for complexity and what was needed to probably do it well, given that it's beech wood and it's considered a stable wood, but maybe not as dimensionally stable as, say, maple. So I'm just using the slabs for whatever I can come up with here, and this is one of them. Bedside table 3. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I came out and decided to just give the update on this. So, come on back another time, and we'll be doing something different. Peace out. And have a great Sunday.